Hello there. I have a little something for you today, something different than what I normally make. It's a twist and pop card. I think that's what it's called. But here it is. This is what we're going to be making today. So you open it up and it twists open. Ta-da! This is not a finished one, but this is the whole concept that I'm going to show you today. And there are dies out there where you don't have to figure all of this out, but I'm going to show you and explain it. Here, I'll do it one more time. So you fold it up, and so when somebody opens it, ta-da! So this is a smaller card. This is the regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is the smaller version, but you could glue this into a big card, so you're not required to stick with just this one. So you can just put it right inside of the bigger one, like this. So take the regular 5 by 7 that I like to do, and glue it right in the middle of the card, so you'll have it like this. So when they open it, or you could actually glue only 1/2 to the bottom, like that. So they open it, decorate it, they open it, and then they open this up and it twists. So we'll have a few different steps. So it's up to you how you want to make the card. I'm going to show you a little bit, but I'm not going to fully finish a card today. I just kind of wanted to show you the concept. So, and plus we're going to use a few of my foiled stuff from my other video. So, okay, let's begin. We're going to put this to the side. So, we have 2 different sheets. It is 8 inches long by 3 inches. So if I put it to here, let's say you can see my little corner here. So it's 3 inches wide, 1, 2, 3, and then it's 8 this way, down to 8. Okay, this one is the same width, so it's also 3, only this one is 7 inches long. So with this one, all you do is score it. It's very simple. You score it at every 2 inches. You score it at 2, then you score it at another 2, and on this side scored at 2. So you have 3 score lines. You can't really see them on this one, but what you do then, so whatever you want to be the front, you end up folding it forward, then backward, and then forward again. So when you open it up, you look at it and it's an M, like this, letter M. So that's going to be your front. And then the second piece, what you do with it, the 7-inch one. This one is a little bit more complicated, but not too bad. So you do 2 inches on one side, and you don't have to do it hard actually, and 2 inches on the other. This is just for you to kind of see. So I'll put it closer. You can see the 2 lines right here. So now what we're going to do a score line from one corner where that line is to the bottom one, and then the opposite. So you just need 2 score lines going that way. So I'm just going to lay down on here on my ruler, and where my little space is where the scorer is going to go, I'm just going to put those 2 corners. So one corner is here, the other corner, the opposite corner is up here. So just score it just like that. Then we turn it so we can do the other 2 corners. Put one there and one here. You can draw this in with a pencil first if you want, but that's fine. So we get this shape in there. Do you see it? Right there. So you get the X. Then you need one more score line right in the middle. So since this is in the middle right here, so since this is 3 inches long, at 1.5 inch is where you're gonna do a line all the way down. Just scoring, no cutting. We're done with the cutting, just scoring now. And then we'll do the folding. So this is what your scoring looks like now. Okay, now what you do is you fold on the X first. So this is what you have, just like that. And then you score the opposite way, just like that. Like this. So you get this X in the middle, and then you will flip it over, and you're gonna fold it this way now. So the X was folded. So the X was folded this way, and then this way. And then this one is the opposite way, just like that. And that's all the folding we do. Now all we have to do is glue it. Nice and simple. So folding, to make it simpler to glue it on, this is what you do. So now, so the X is folded this way. So you hold this side towards you and you just start folding it just like that. Just like that. So you get basically a like a little house looking thing. A triangle with 2 little pieces at the bottom. And now, this one that we scored, fold it back up into an M. Just like that. And now we're gonna glue it. Gluing, basically what you do. So now this one that has the stripes on there, you put it just inside there. And when you glue it on, don't glue it all the way to where the triangle is. Don't glue it on that way. It's gonna be hard to open. So pull it down slightly. It'll make it easier for you to so basically like this. See, there's this side here, and then this stripe side is here. So now the way we glue it, I'll turn it around this way so you can see it. We're gonna glue it under here. Let's glue that on. Get some glue. Gonna glue it right on here. Make sure you get good liquid glue that is very strong. Don't get anything that's not very strong, otherwise this mechanism is going to fall apart. So make sure you have something very nice and sturdy. Okay, that side, and then we do exactly the opposite on the opposite side. The exactly same thing on the other side. So just put some glue on here. Because this has to be very, very strong. And then put that on there. And remember, don't put it all the way to the top. So see how mine is sticking out at the bottom? Just like that. See how there's space right here. So we're going to rub it on there really well so it sticks on there nice. Check this side and this side. Make sure it's on there nice. Okay, and my glue is a Carlisle glue by Crafter's Companion, so it's a very strong glue. I love this glue. It holds almost anything. This is like amazing glue, but it does take quickly, so make sure you are giving it, don't give too much time to move around. It gives you a little bit, just a tiny bit, but not all that much. So when you got it glued on there, check it. So basically, here's our little piece. So the ones that we did not glue, the little white pieces right here. We just grab them And when you open it, you should be able to see the little inside. Ta-da! See? Now, when you glue it inside of your card stock, so your card stock, when you glue it in, all you have to glue are the actual triangles. So the triangle, that's all you glue. Don't glue any pieces of these, only the triangle now. So we're gonna do the same thing. Just glue our triangle in here. On one side, and I actually did both of the triangles at the same time. That way I can line it up in the card perfectly. You could do one side at a time, it's up to you. But now I just line it up so both sides are equal, or as much as I can tell, equal here and here. Put it in and close your card. And that's it. Now you just have to let it dry. I'm going to put it aside and let it dry. Got a little bit of weight of glues here I'm going to set on top and just let it dry. Now, this one that is already done and the glue has dried. So now that it's dried, we'll just open it up and it twists just like that for us. So close it and open it. Do it a few times for the mechanism to get used to it folding it. So just so it gets used to going up and down. Now, the decorations. So, remember, don't do anything too 3D. Like this flower is probably the max that you can do. See how it's like barely anything? Because if you do that, then the card is going to have a hard time closing. Because with all that paper, it's already quite a bit in there. And I used somewhere between probably 80 to 100 pound paper, so the stronger it is, the better it is, because it's gonna work for a long time. If you use the 60 pound, it's gonna fall apart pretty quickly, so I don't recommend using that for at least this back piece that we did the X on. So make sure that one is at least a really strong paper. 100 is probably the best, but these are also nice, otherwise they're gonna fold. So I wanted to show you about this a little bit, since I already glued these on, but I wanted to show you the size and everything of these little pieces. So I cut 4 of these, I stamped them, and this is just a little bit smaller than the actual little windows. The windows are 2 inches by 3, since the paper is 3 wide and these are 2 each. Remember, we scored a 2, so you need it just a tiny bit smaller. So mine is about 2 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4, or mine is a little bit more than 3/4. So it depends how you want it, but I kind of wanted to tell you what I did. And so I used a die to cut from this Spellbinders die, these little twists on here. So I used one of those. Here's the die from it, and then this is what it cuts out, these little swirls. So let's glue that on my paper. I wanted to show you how I decorated just a tiny bit here. And remember, don't put too much glue because it's going to ooze out. So especially on these tiny little pieces, you don't want a lot of the glue residue. So just a tiny bit, just so it holds on there. And then we just glue it right on here like that. Make it as straight as you can get it to be, and lift off any of the extra glue you have. It'll make it a little bit more cleaner that way. Okay. Now, since we glued this on, we're gonna glue the whole piece right on here. So, and another thing about this glue is it doesn't warp the paper underneath. Okay, so, and we just glue that on here. Make sure you're lining all of the sheets up so they're all at the same level. Otherwise, it's not going to look very pretty. Okay, so there's that. Remember our foiled pieces? So here's this one. I'm going to glue it on right at the bottom here. And then these were the cutouts from this little swirl here that I did. This is the foiled one. Just like this white one, only this one was foiled. Remember this piece of paper that was the leftover when we did this? This went in there, remember? How we did the leftover? Or you can go back and watch. So that was this piece. So we're going to glue it on there. This was this part that was left on the foil. And then this is the remainder or the throwaway that we foiled also. So I die cut one of these swirls right out of there. It comes from there. And this is the other side that where the little triangle was, so I die cut that. So I have two pieces. I'm gonna probably use them on the front of the card. So you can shadow it if you like. Let me put it on here. So you can shadow it if you want. You can do each one separate. It's up to you what you want to do with them. But I want to show you what I did with that. This I'm gonna leave for now. I'm not gonna use it. I may use it, I don't know yet, but I kind of want to tell you. And these were the die cuts from like this little circle here, right there, and then the circle on top, and little diamond. So I glued them right on here. There's that, and there's the little circles. So those went on there. I added the flower, then I stamped the "So Very Thankful for You." And then we're just going to glue this on. And remember, you can foil on any paper that you don't like. You can foil right on there and cover up whatever is the print on the paper that you're never going to use. That's the good thing about foiling. But you can go back and watch my video. I might put a link at the bottom so you can go back and watch that video. Okay, so this we're going to glue right at the bottom here, and we're going to match it up. Since I did with the little pointy towards the edge of the card, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just like that. I'm going to turn it around so I can make sure it's all nice and straight on here. Close my glue. Okay, so that is pretty much our card. So see how simple it is to make it? It's actually quite simple, but it really has the beautiful effect of that pop-up and twist. Okay, one more time. I'll open it up one more time for you. Ta-da! Beautiful, isn't it? And remember, these are foil pieces that I told you I'll be using in different videos, kind of to show you. So there's the flower. You can add more or less. You can do pictures in here. I've seen people do pictures, different messages for different occasions. You can do different months for a baby, or I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff. So there you go. That's my twist and pop card for you today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see my other videos, and then visit my shop at lilyofthevel77.etsy.com. I'll have a link down at the bottom there for you, so you can go visit all my handmade cards and you can purchase them, whichever ones you like most. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Thank you, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.